Newstalk ZB.
23 minutes away from 8. Monday morning being the Prime Minister's time. Very good morning to you.
Morning, Mike. You returned from the Republic of Wellington.
Very, very good Wellington.
Now, what was it like? Was it okay? Were you out of your comfort zone? Were you all right?
No, because I lived in Wellington for 10 years. So I'm basically a local. So no, there's no worries.
So everywhere you went, you were greeted with trumpets?
My daughter's partner, who is a lawyer,
Do we like him?
Very much so.
Oh, that's very good.
Very
That's
much
good.
so.
That's good.
Seemed to indicate to me, we were looking at directions and stuff like that, because last time I drove, there's too many one ways and too many cycle lanes, the whole thing's a bloody mess. Anyway, he seemed to indicate...
Visions of you and Kate on a bike in the rain.
He said it's called Je vois qui.
Oh.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
Je vois qui.
It's not Je vois qui.
It's not
got all French with it, have we?
It's not Je vois qui. Have you ever heard it?
Je ne sais quoi.
Exactly. I said, mate, really, seriously. But no, Wellington needs, I don't know whether it's a government problem, but Wellington needs proper hotels. It needs like world-class, Ritz-Carlton, top-of-the-line hotels, doesn't it?
I think that's right. I think a great hotel there would be really a good move forward. And But no, it's a great city. I mean, it just needs to get its mojo back a bit, right? And it's
well, you see, this was just before the news. We went to a place called Koji. Which is Marjorie Bank Street.
Yes.
And it was the place, you couldn't move.
Yeah.
The place is packed.
Yeah.
The whole of Marjorie, it's like to observe the city overnight, it's just like, what problems?
Yeah. That was one of the restaurants that got
no, and they should have.
Yeah, I think they
the one next door, the Fish Shack.
Oh, okay, was that what it was?
That got a Michelin star.
No, I mean, there's great restaurant foodie scene down there. There's lots of things. When I lived there, they also had the supercars and things like that.
What do you mean when you lived there? You do.
I lived there for 2 years as a full time.
Jeez, what did you? The Michelin star thing. I don't want to delve into it because you can have a bitch fight till you. But I can name you a number of restaurants that didn't get some sort of recognition.
Yeah.
Do you know what the criteria was in terms of what you bought?
No. All I know is that we said like Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, and Queenstown, and that's a good start. I think the key thing for me was to secure it before the Australians. You know, the fact that there is tens of millions of people out there that literally follow the Michelin Guide or are foodies. A big community that go travelling around the world. You've seen it already. Some of those restaurants. They've already said they've got 10 months worth of bookings.
Yes.
People immediately started booking. A lot of Australians wanting to come over now that wouldn't have come, that just come for the food experience. Yeah. So it reminds me a lot of in my old life. You found out there was like 40 million people that were obsessed on Middle Earth and hobbits.
That's right.
And that's the motivation for why they came. And there's probably 40 million people that are obsessed on food, and that's why they come. So that's all good for us.
The unexpected thing about Wellington before I left was I was at the airport, of course, and I saw you on the cover of the Woman's Weekly. Now, what's going on there? What's that about? Is that some sort of rampant electioneering? You got to get on the cover of the women's magazines.
No.
What's that about?
Did it look all right?
I didn't spend enough time looking at it. Was it photoshopped? Did you ask for Photoshop?
I think there was a photo shoot done with my family, and then I was sort of plopped in.
You were added later, were you?
Yeah. I heard you met Bowden Barrett though on the way down. Or was it on the way back?
Well, we sort of knew Bowden anyway,
yes.
but Bowden's actually quite a fan of my wife's, not really mine. His wife's...
That's probably how it works in most of the relationships. Everyone likes Kate more than they like you.
Sadly, that is true. What's the Modi thing about in terms of he comes in late Friday? Is there any mileage for us outside of what you've already done by way of the FTA?
Yeah, look, pretty historic event, really. We haven't had an Indian Prime Minister here for 40 years. Obviously, he's a major leader from a major world power. Really, my focus is he comes in late on Friday. On Saturday, really, there'll be the formal state-to-state bilateral meetings that we'll have a series of them where he and I'll talk about, okay, what are we doing on defence and security? How do we keep this economic thing going forward? What are some of the people-to-people links? Then we'll have a big sort of middle of the day. I want to showcase the sectors that are of interest to India, business sectors, and we've got some... we were going to bring those 6 or 7 sectors alive for him. Then we have a celebration lunch. And then actually the thing that he's always talked to me about is actually sport. He's really interested in sport because they want to host the Olympics ultimately in 2036 and the Commonwealth Games. And of course, India hasn't performed as well in the Olympics as it possibly could have. So he's interested in our high tech and our high performance sport approach, given how we perform. And then in the evening, there's a really massive community event, and there'll be 12,000 of our local Kiwi Indian community there, which will be pretty cool.
Where does he sit security-wise? Is he a major issue for us as a host?
It's a serious security program. Massive operational issue for the police, but no doubt about it, very significant police security presence.
Okay. The trade that we talked to Todd McClay about, which is national, not the government at this particular point in time, is that? I mean, does that get a vote? I mean, do I go, oh my God, they're pro-trade? I mean, everyone's pro-trade apart from your mate Winston, aren't they? Basically?
Well, I think we've actually built very good capability in trade. I think, the last 2 years when you look at those 3 FTAs and the acceleration of the European one, that's good. And what I'm saying is, look, let's keep pushing. Let's keep going because we want as much optionality. We've historically been so reliant on a couple of key markets, and now when you talk to our exporters, they can, if they're not making money in the US, they can move it into India or into Europe. We want that. We want more of that. So to set an ambition of these 7 new markets, I think there's 700 million people, $9.5 trillion, and we only do 1.8 billion there today. So, and there's some infill markets in Europe, as Todd would have explained. There's obviously South America,
Liechtenstein,
and South America is important because it's the fastest way to link South America to China is through Auckland, and so there's a real opportunity for us to do something there.
A lot of people have been texting. It's a fair question, I think. Your $3 a litre, 91 petrol, got to be for 3 weeks. What literally is the trigger? Who do you go to for the number that triggers the go?
So MB do a regionally weighted averaged fuel price across the country. And what we've said is for the temporary timely targeted support, it's got to be 4 weeks, consecutive weeks under $3. We haven't reached that yet. On Wednesday, they obviously once a week release the numbers to us, and what we've got to trigger is 4 weeks.
So retrospectively, you must have started the clock because it's been below 3. It's below 3 this morning, for example, on average.
No, I don't think we've had because what they've got to do is they've got to weight it across the country. So the whole thing will be in 4 weeks' time, if it was today. In 4 weeks' time, you go back and say, we saw 4 weeks, it's done. Correct. Then that would be triggered a decision to Cabinet, and Cabinet would then say, look, in fairness, that's what we said the deal was at the beginning, and therefore we would remove it at that point. We
had Erica Stanford on Friday. You will have seen last week, Elbow lost his rag at the business of the online. He doesn't think his law's working, the legislation doesn't work. Erica Stanford seemed to suggest that after the recess, you've got something to say. Does that mean the thing is all set to go and you will say something, or we're still bubbling towards it?
What we've committed to do is to introduce the legislation before the Parliament breaks on September 24.
So but you're running out of time. Have you actually got...
Yes, we have. No, we have. We've been working away. So
you've got the legislation there?
Not yet, but they have been working away on that legislation on the time frame we talked about. They'll actually bring that legislation forward to us. We'll take something to Cabinet and we'll have a discussion about it there.
Okay, so that's close? Have you got something that's close? And is it materially different to what we're seeing in places where it isn't working, like Australia and parts of Europe?
Yes. Well, the challenge is that every country's coming from a different starting point because you've got existing laws on, in some cases you've got outdated laws or no laws, and so you've got a different position. Our key thing is to learn from the Australians and any mistakes that they're making that we can tighten up and harden up with. But the key message is you kind of do need other countries to come in to support, because otherwise, and there's actually a lot of American states are doing it. You've seen, I think, Canada, UK announce it. Obviously, Australia's been down the gate, a lot of European countries, because then you've got a consistent message to those technology platforms.
I watched you on Friday. You were in Hawke's Bay, and the American ambassador made his comments about nuclear. Are you mentally stuck on nuclear or something? I mean, you seem so... You don't even seem to want to have the debate.
No, I don't.
At all. Full stop.
Yep.
Stop wasting my time asking questions.
Correct.
I'm just thinking, if you want abundance of power, nuclear is the way to go. Small nuclear reactors are real and getting better. You just don't want to know about it.
Well, I just think we often love the shiny new toy syndrome in New Zealand, right? And the answer is very simply, we haven't maximised what we've even got. And so, we've built more renewables in 2 years than in the previous 8. That's just naturally happening. They're quick, they're easy, they're additive to the system. You saw us do the rooftop generation stuff. That's done in a smart way so that we can get people more resilient, generate more energy. We're not that interested in chasing emissions for the sake of emissions. We're really just a function of let's get energy independence and resilience into the system.
So you're fully...
I still think on the thermal stuff, the LNG import, the diesel reserve, the coal reserve, all that's there to manage on a dry year risk.
So you think you can do it that way with abundance, like more power than we ever need? You can do it that way as opposed to going down the nuclear track?
Yep, I do. And Mike, it's interesting, like wholesale electricity prices, since we started talking about the and getting less hung up on we've got to be 100% renewable for the sake of that as an end in itself. That's a byproduct. It's not the end game. It's interesting. Like I think wholesale electricity prices have fallen like $40 in forward curves. So
but they need to come down to the retail level, though.
Yes,
don't they?
But that's a sign that they obviously feel that we're taking the risk out of the market by doing this series of stuff.
A couple of things over the weekend. The small parties. There's Acts Dog and Relationships thing. New Zealand First.
Relationships with dogs.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was like it's a moderately serious thing, but it's a minor thing. And the citizenship voting with New Zealand First. Do you worry we're going to get fatigue? I mean, it's barely July, and we're just tossing out policy after policy. I'm already bored with it, and I make a living.
And you
out
love
of
this
this
stuff.
Exactly. I mean, we got a long.
You usually have your own policy ideas.
Oh, I haven't got to the wait till October, mate. But are we going to get fatigued? Do you think?
I don't know. Is this earlier than normal? I mean,
I reckon it is. It feels earlier than me. I would have, if you'd said to me earlier in the year, when do you think this thing ramps up? I would have gone late August.
Yeah.
When really policy flies.
Yeah, and then we close Parliament September 24.
Exactly. We're not even barely in July, and then there's policy.
Yeah, well, I guess it started. So I mean, it has started on some parties. Other parties haven't got any policy ideas. It's been obvious.
Well, that's true. Yeah. All right, nice to see you. Have a good week.
Good to see you too.
It is 12 away from 8.